Hey Smutsters, it's Morgan from Smut Creations, and I have the absolute pleasure of interviewing our High Lord of the Night Court, Anthony Palmini. Anthony, thank you so much for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. Thank you so much.
So, do you know how much the BookTok girls love you on social media?
It's funny you mentioned that because I I'm on social media, but I'm not good at social media,
Okay.
which I think in a way is good for me. I guess that keeps me oh, I want to, but I you would probably know more than me, I would say that, of what is out there. Because there's sometimes when people tag me and I'm like, is it that popular? Is my voice really out there? And
Oh,
then
it definitely is. And speaking as everyone's leader today, we are very excited. So thank you so much for, I slid in your DMs and I was like, hey, you wanna
yeah.
interview?
Yes, you were very nice about it, and I was just like, yeah, of course.
Ah, we're so excited. And at the end of the interview, I think you said that you might do some lines from the series. So
Yes,
yeah,
of
everyone needs
course.
to stay tuned and maybe they'll get lucky. So did you always know you wanted to do voice acting, or was there like a defining moment where you realized you wanted to start?
It's crazy because my dad was trying to get into radio when I was younger, and so I
Okay.
was surrounded by like voice acting or some sort of voice thing, but I always wanted to be an actor. Like I always wanted to be in front of the camera acting, and I did that. I pursued that for a while, and then I don't know, for some reason I just wanted to go back into voice acting or try voice acting. And I think COVID really pushed that forward where I was just like, I'm home, we're able to work from home, I'm able to record some
Right,
auditions,
like ideal conditions for that.
right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, what else am I going to do? And I love acting, I love doing this, so let me try it out. And ever since then, it's just been so great. It's been really, really fun.
Well, we're very excited that you pursued this.
Yeah,
So specifically for the ACOTAR audition, how did that
sure.
come about? Had you heard about the series at that point?
You know what's crazy is that this I was working with graphic audio. That it might have been like my fourth month working with them, and I had done some books which were the total opposite of of what
It's the
would
total
end
opposite.
would end up being Rhysand because I was doing like I was wow, what was the name of the series? I remember the character's name was Cactus. I forget what the book series was.
Okay.
But totally different voice, totally different. I was the crazy guy, the sweet guy,
Right.
and the director of who was doing the audiobook for ACOTAR um was like, "Hey, we're trying everybody out for this part. I
Hmm.
don't know if you know the book series," and I didn't. I didn't know
Okay.
anything about it. And just try it out. She gave me an idea of what the character was, and at first I was like, okay, I kind of get an idea what this guy is,
Hmm.
but she had given me the kind of the hint of like we've been viewing a lot of guys for this role. So this is a very like intense like search for this. So
Oh
you might
yeah. Some would say like the most important character to cast for this.
little did I know, little did I
Yeah.
know. So I decided to add more. Like I knew he was obviously a strong person. There was definitely this dark brooding this, but I wanted to add this kind of I don't want to say empathetic, but I knew that I wanted to put my twist was just to add more of that like what I usually say is like for me his one word is protection, right?
Yeah.
Protection for others, protection of himself. And why? Why does he want that protection? Obviously, that means he must care.
Mhm.
And so they gave me a scene to read. I forget what scene it was. And so I did my voice and then I added that. And yeah, like a week later. And I just kind of let it go. I was just like, all right, well, I'm probably not gonna get this.
Yeah.
And um and then I got it and I was just like, holy crap. And she was like, well, it's a big role.
Right.
Here, do some research on the book. Now, I only did research on the character. I had no idea how popular the book series was. I had
Okay.
no popular how popular he was until probably the second uh audio book was released for the first book.
Okay.
And I was like, you know what? She was like, "Oh, great job." She was like, "So, did you do any research online on how popular a character is?" I was like, "You know what?
Yeah.
I actually didn't. Let me go check online." And I was like, "Holy crap."
Maybe it was better though, because you're not getting yourself hyped up. You don't have this like,
Yeah,
preconceived notion of who this needs to be. You just were like,
yeah,
I'm gonna do it based on what I have, picked up.
exactly. And so even seeing how popular it was, I already kind of put what I thought the character in my, my voice and everything should be. So I was like, okay, it's a good thing I didn't do that first, because I think if I
Right.
did that first,
Yeah. It's a lot
it
of
would be a
pressure.
lot of pressure. Yeah, it would be a
Yeah.
whole lot of pressure. So now I know, but I still feel like I don't know, but I know how popular he is. So I try to just keep doing what I did and just staying true to the character as much as I can. So
Well, I have high hopes for this interview because I think you have, I think what is around 1,700 followers, and we get a lot of action on our Instagram page. So I will be sending all of the smut girls to you post interview.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so just be prepared for that.
I'll be prepared. I'll be prepared.
Yeah, so kind of connecting that. Have you received any like fan mail or fan DMs about the role, or does anyone send you anything?
I've for the most part they've been very nice. They've been very
Okay.
just like, I like the portrayal. You brought him to life is exactly how I pictured it. Thank you so much. And then I started to get people were saying like, could you say this in his voice? Could you say that
Oh.
in his voice? And then a friend of mine was like, well, you should start a Cameo
Yeah, I was
because
just
you'd
gonna
get
say, would you ever do a cameo for
I
that?
did. I started.
Oh, you have one? Oh my
Yeah.
goodness. We will be linking
Oh
that, ladies.
no.
Yes. We will, yeah. Happy
And
birthday to everyone.
here's the crazy part. All of them have been fantastic. Like I was thinking like, oh God, what door have I opened up? But for the
Right.
most part, it's been very much like, wish her a happy birthday,
Yeah.
feeling down, just some
Oh,
encouraging words. A lot of those. And I think it's because if you kind of look at especially in my Instagram, there was a whole year where I'm a very positive person. So
yeah, definitely.
I give a lot of kind of encouraging words. And so I feel like that plus Rhys plus whatever else that they want to put in is kind of a good mixture of like, yeah,
Yeah, perfect
I can totally
combination
do
for
that. Yeah.
you. That's so
Um,
great. I definitely realized that with like even the Smut Creations Instagram, everyone's across the board very nice, very
yeah.
respectful. When I started it, I was like, I don't know how this is going to take off. Like, yeah, how unhinged the comments are going to be. Like, do I have to put like an 18 plus, like,
Right.
side on stuff? But no, everyone's been very nice. So I just think like the whole, group of girls that are into romance fantasy it's a good group that we're in.
Yeah, yeah, it's been a fantastic so far. My interactions, I think I've only had one, but it wasn't even that like
Unhinged.
it was like I was like, I don't know if I'm ready to do something like that.
Yeah.
I get it, but I don't know if I can do that.
Fair. I mean, we respect a guy with boundaries.
Yeah.
So, what was your favorite part of playing Rhys?
Oh God. I mean, it's hard to choose. Like, I just like the fact that I was able to go through the different kind of layers of his character. I
Yeah.
loved when he was sarcastic. I love when he was like really giving it to somebody of just being like really snarky and being like,
Yeah.
I'm the High Lord. What do you think? And then, of course, him and Feyre's relationship and being able to play the softer side and I think my favorite was the monologues because I mean, what actor doesn't love a monologue?
Yeah.
And so I always say my two favorites are when he's giving the speech when they're in battle, when he's saying like how he thanks everybody for what they've done for him,
Hmm.
and when he tells Feyre like everything, like I saw you in a vision, I saw your hands, and I feel like those two were like really really like my favorite parts.
I know when I was listening to the graphic audio after I had DM'd you, because at that point
Yeah.
I hadn't listened to it, I was like so proud of you. I was like, yes, good job.
Yes.
I was like, yeah, I'm so excited for this.
Yeah.
So did you meet any of the other voice actors from the series? Are you all in like the same room or different parts of the country, or how does that work?
Oh, so yeah. So when we record, we're just recording with our director, and she's
Okay.
basically reading the part that we're reading against. And
Okay.
so, I have not met Melody in real life. We do talk. We do talk online. The same thing. I've talked to Gabriel, who's also on there, and we've talked online. But the interesting part is, yeah, I'm just in my booth, and the director is telling me what scenes we're doing and how we're doing it. So the spicy scenes, or even me just imagining what the other actor might be doing at this time.
Honestly, that's impressive.
Yeah, it's so funny because it's if you were to have a camera while we're doing that, it's just like it's without audio and just seeing, sometimes I'd have to be like, okay, well, I gotta look at my hand and kind of use that as an interpretation of how close am I or how far away am I from a person. So, um, yeah, it's all done just us and the director separately.
Do you think you all would like do a meetup or anything like that? Like,
Oh, totally.
you
Yeah.
know how at Comic-Con sometimes they'll do like book series meetups?
Yeah.
Do you think you guys would be interested in that if presented with the opportunity?
Heck yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. All
That'd be
right. 'Cause that
awesome.
I have, a lot of girls that I, I think would come visit you guys. So we'll see
Oh, yeah, that'd be awesome.
how this grows. So, okay. So have you seen any of the huge Rhys TikToks with your voice, or is it just like casually you'll sometimes see little things here or there?
Casually, and again, I have to say, like, I'm really bad, bad at using social media.
Right.
People just like, just search for it, and I search for it, and maybe something will come up. I guess I'm typing it wrong. So
Okay. I'll
again,
send you stuff.
again, like I know I'm just seeing like the outskirts of it. Like I'm
Mhm.
seeing like I think I've seen like one or two videos. I'm like, oh, that's so cool. Like I
Okay.
can't believe like that's actually someone just sent me this morning. They had like a ball. I think it was just like a meetup with everybody where they made believe like everything was the high court.
Yes, I saw that. I think they do it yearly.
Yeah. And they had uh me and Melody's part, and I was just like, whoa, that's crazy. That's so awesome.
Would you go to that next year?
Let's see if I get an
Okay. All right.
invite.
I think we like a challenge over here. So we'll see what we could do over the next year, Smut girls. So have you seen anyone out in the wild reading ACOTAR? Like, do you ever see anyone with the books?
No, and I have to admit, I did go I did go to a Barnes and Nobles like
Okay.
once I found out how popular it was, and I would just kind of stand around the area.
What a vibe, though. Like, you're just like the strong, like power, power play.
I'm just like walking around like, cooking books. Oh, ACOTAR over there. Yeah, let me just walk by that. Nobody over here? Okay, all right. Let me just
Yeah.
go about my day.
There's such
But
huge sections in the Barnes and
oh
Noble.
my God.
Yeah, they like their
Yeah.
own entity. It's not even like romance fantasy. It's like ACOTAR, Sarah J. Maas.
It's insane. Like when I went there, I was thinking like I had to go to like a section of like, where they have the rows of books, but no,
Yeah.
it's like it's its own thing. I
Yeah.
was
Still
I
to
was
this
so
day, I
shocked.
was there like last weekend and the whole section. So it's huge. I like think it's just gonna keep growing and just become, crazy. So we're excited.
Yeah. Yeah, no, more books to come. And then I heard like in the new series that she's doing, there might be a chance that Rhys will be in that as well. So
Oh, very exciting.
we'll see.
So, did they tell you how important certain lines were, like "Hello, Farah, darling," or "There you are, I've been looking for you," or were you just, recording so they didn't want to put pressure on it?
I think probably it was probably half and half. I think
Okay.
the director at the time told me like, okay, let's really hit this line, but she didn't say why. It was just like
Okay.
she
The
was she just
lines.
yeah. She's like, let's really make this line pop. I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, sure, we can do that. And then afterwards, I'm like, oh, that's why. That's why we had to make that really
Yeah.
different. Yeah,
That's so nice though, because it like doesn't put too much pressure on you. It's like not getting you out of your zone. So
exactly.
I respect that. Of how
No, we
she,
have a great director who kind of doesn't allow, like she really knows how to get us to where we need to be without having the pressure that she might have on her end to like,
yeah,
you have to
definitely.
hit this line. And she's just blocking us from that and just being like, yeah, let's try that one again. Let's make it
Yeah, a little spicier.
a little more spicier. Let's
Yeah,
add a little something to that. So
that's awesome.
very, very good to her for doing that.
Speaking of the spice, there are
Yes.
boyfriends saying your lines on TikToks to flirt with their girlfriends. Do you have any advice for them?
On how to say it?
Yeah, I mean, so yeah, basically it's your voice, and
Yeah.
these boys will like try to say it to their girlfriends. So like you'll hear the
Yeah.
voice and then they'll say the voice and they'll be like, hello, if like their girlfriend's name's like Ashley, they'll be like, hello, Ashley, darling. Yeah, so any advice for them?
Well, I'm pretty sure it's easier for them to do it than how I was doing it because I had to imagine. what I was looking at, my hand,
Yeah.
to be that. I think for them, or at least the way I interpret it, was like the person that he's saying that to is the only person in the world that he sees at that moment. And
Oh,
it's like the one thing that he's just like so excited to see. And I think that if they do that in a nice, cool way, it'll really bring out the emotion that it's coming from.
well, that is like the best answer ever. I mean, tell me that you're a voice actor without telling me. I will make sure to send that to all of the book boyfriends
Yeah.
that follow us. So, okay, kind of getting away from ACOTAR, do you have any other upcoming projects or anything you just finished that we could start looking at or support you in?
So I've done about three independent books. The first one was called I Am Armageddon,
Okay.
and it follows the same kind of style. It's more modern. It's a modern day story.
Okay.
Then there is Sky of Thorns, which is a little bit more in that realm. The Quarter Mage, which is definitely in that realm of like ACOTAR. And then I just finished up one that I really had fun with, which was called Secrets of Jane, which is just like that. But this guy is even more kind of like a playful, kind of just badass. And I had to go a little even deeper in my voice, which is funny because it's like
Yeah.
I try to figure out what my limit with that is, and this
Mhm.
diff one definitely I'm like, oof, very low
Getting it.
register. Yeah. So
Yeah.
sometimes it peaks back up. So I'm like, no, 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 I gotta try to figure out with the waves of that. So, and then I've just finished doing Crave, which I think is a popular book series.
Yeah.
And so I'm in that when I play Flint in Crave.
Okay.
And then there's a couple more I'm working on now. So
I will definitely be getting those links from you. So, is there a
yeah,
place we can download them all? Are they all in one area,
I
website, or
think you could find them on. I think they're all available on Audible.
okay.
I'll double check. I'll send you, but
Okay.
I think most of them are available on where audiobooks are available.
Yeah, we're a very loyal fan base, so I feel like we will all be downloading all of those to support
Oh,
you.
thank you. Thank you. Yeah.
Yeah. So now that you know how big ACOTAR is and all of, the girls that are in love with your character, do you think you will read the series?
Well, I kind of, yeah, it's funny because in preparation for the book is I felt like I've read the books, right? I've
Okay.
read the original, I haven't read was it Crescent
Crescent City.
City? I haven't read
Yeah.
any of those. I just gotta find time. It's so funny
Yeah.
because I once I became an audiobook narrator is when I actually started getting back to reading books because I used to be a big book reader when I
Hmm.
was younger. And then it was all about, I was in front of the camera, so it was all about just like all my time was devoted to just whatever applied to being on screen. That's what I had
Yeah.
to do. And now it's like I get to read books, but now I'm getting so busy that literally the only books I can read are the
Oh
books
my
that I
God.
have to prepare for.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find time. Eventually I do want to read it because especially if there is kind of this gap where if this character comes back, there is
Hmm.
so much that then I would have to read up on just to kind
Yeah.
of know like, oh, this is what's happening. But for right now, I'm just trying to find time to do a lot of
Right.
stuff.
Well, the new Crescent City book just came out. What is that, like 2 weeks ago? So
Yeah,
now you have three books to read.
to catch up on. Oh my
Yeah,
God.
from that series, but that makes a lot of sense. I think it would be nice. It's interesting that you say that though, because since I've started the smut Instagram, I feel
Yeah,
the same way. Like I read when I was younger and then took a break because I feel like a lot of readers are like that. Like we get back into it as adults,
yeah.
and then it's like super interesting because now that I have this page, I feel like I have to keep reading new stuff, but it's like I have to read certain things. So I feel like I'm like super busy, but yeah. So I also need to find time to just like chillly read. Like I like
Your
I
reading skills must have like exponentially like
oh my
gotten
goodness.
100% like faster where you're just like,
Yeah, well, okay, so I love listening to like the audiobooks because if
Yeah,
you're like driving or stuff, like otherwise it's kind of hard to read everything, in text. So I have
for
like
sure.
the physical book, I have the Kindle, and then I have the audiobook.
Audiobook.
Yes,
Nice.
for everything. So it's like I'm like switching between because if you're it's like nighttime, you can't read the print book because it's too
Oh, that's
dark.
true.
So
Yeah.
I'll have like the Kindle for that. And then while I'm driving, I'll, listen to it on
Oh,
audiobook.
so do you switch in between? So like you're
Yeah.
reading it and then oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, if you buy them on Audible and like through Amazon, you can buy it where it like combines them. So it'll actually switch from one to the other. So you don't have to worry about the page transitions.
What? Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
So that's how you know how far I am.
You're good. You're good. Yeah.
Yeah, into the book thing. So okay, so now we're getting close to the end. I think at the beginning we said that you might be interested in saying one of the lines for us.
Yes.
Do you
Yes,
think
yes, yes.
that you could do that for us?
Yes. Let me just make sure I have which one do you want me to say first? Hold on. Let me see.
Okay. I mean, I think people would be interested into the Hello Fair Darling. I think people
Okay.
would be interested in the There You Are, I've Been Looking for You. But you know what? Whatever you want to do, we
Sure,
will
sure, sure, sure.
graciously accept.
Okay. So, okay. Hello, favorite darling. There you are. I've been looking for you.
10 out of 10. I am so excited to show them that. They will be ecstatic. So thank you so much for doing the interview with us. I will have all of your links posted, and for everyone listening, make sure
Yeah.
that you follow him across social medias, download the rest of Anthony's work, and maybe if we're lucky, we can get him at that party next year. Maybe we could get him at Comic-Con. Maybe he'll do another interview with us if this goes super well. So
Yeah.
yeah.
The High Lord might make an appearance.
Okay, yeah, we'll take it. But thank you so much for doing this. I really
Oh, no
appreciate it.
problem. No problem. Anytime. Thank you so much for inviting me.